What's going on, everyone? My name is Damien, also known as QB. How's everyone going today? We are back to part 7 of my 30-part series on predicting how every single NBA team will do next year and rating the season last season and going through the off-season moves. I haven't figured out a proper name for it yet, but we'll just go with that for now. As always, if you're new around here, please drop a like and subscribe. Any support I appreciate so much. Without further ado, let's get stuck into today's video. The San Antonio Spurs definitely had such a hype season last year, and obviously because of the reason of the number one prospect since LeBron James and Victor Wembanyama. The fan, the city, the team, the scouts, everyone's saying this kid's massive potential, and obviously it was clear as day, whoever got the first pick overall, that's the team that Wemby was going to. In this case, it was the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously in 2022-23 NBA season, the Spurs had a horrible season, but getting the number one pick and getting Wemby means that the city of San Antonio had something to be excited about. And it did not disappoint. Victor Wembanyama gone to win Rookie of the Year his first year in the league, and obviously his first year with the Spurs. He seemed really committed to the team and what Greg Popovich is going to do, and what he has planned moving forward. The Spurs record, according to team stat-wise, actually wasn't the greatest. It was actually second half of most stuff on the whole entire year. But obviously with Victor Wembanyama getting DPOY considerations, they'll be third in the whole NBA in block shots. It wasn't even just Victor, you had some of the bigger guys contributing like Devin Vassell, and even Keldon Johnson was getting there to play some good defense last year. So the defense in San Antonio actually looks really, really good. If I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, that's definitely something you can look forward to, especially since Victor Wembanyama will probably win multiple DPOYs in his career. The San Antonio Spurs will get massive contributions from some of their best young players. Devin Vassell, for example, just averaged just shy under 20 points a game, while shooting 48% from the field. And you had guys like Keldon Johnson and Jeremy Sohan also just taking another year in experience and obviously building on what they had already in some fantastic skill. A really underrated point guard in this league, Trey Jones, he played unbelievably well. Just like his brother, he has a very good assist-to-turnover ratio. Even for me, it's really hard to predict how Greg Popovich is actually going to do with this young roster, considering when he first came, he's always had a somewhat sub-500 team, or if not that, a championship team with championship-ready level players. And I guess last season as well will be another big step in their rebuild, because they'll finish the 2023-24 regular NBA season with a total record of 22 wins and 60 losses. That's just one win away from being the worst team in the NBA. Or should I say one loss. So during the offseason, the San Antonio Spurs clearly had an indication of bringing in some experience and also still remaining in the draft and drafting some young, beautiful players. In the NBA draft this year, they'll sign point guard Stephon Castleton. He looks fantastic so far, but I don't know if he starts, comes off the bench. He'll definitely come off the bench because the guy I'm about to say is going to be starting. Not too long after the draft, the San Antonio Spurs were actually going to pick up Chris Paul from free agency on a 1-year, $11 million deal. And if I'm a Spurs fan, I am absolutely excited by this move. You all know Chris Paul, he was the one that invented or pretty much was a massive part of Lob City back in the Clippers days. And having one of the biggest, if not the biggest lob threat in the entire NBA in Victor Wembanyama, that's going to be very exciting to see. Those pick and rolls are going to be some cheese. As I just said before, Greg Popovich really came out and said that Chris Paul is going to be starting, as he should. Just the vibe he's going to bring to the on and off the court as well. I can see him being such a vet at the halftime talks, or even after a bad loss. It's just going to be great for you guys. A big step forward of adding him into the rotation. I guess it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that you guys could run a 5-out offense with this lineup. Let me know what you think, Spurs fans. Do you guys think it's doable? That'll be some cheese. Even if you run that and a few other fucking also offensive settings and run some flares for sale. I don't even know if that man's starting, to be honest. It should be. But I honestly could not tell you what a projected lineup could look like for the Spurs because it's a bit all over the place at the moment. But that's a good thing when you have starting lineup problems. That means you have a lot of good players who are ready to play ball. And the San Antonio Spurs are also going to jump on that trade that brought DeMar DeRozan to the Sacramento Kings, and they're going to receive Harrison Barnes and some draft compensation. And if you guys remember that one random 50-point game last year, Malachi Flynn, he's also going to sign a 1-year deal with the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, if he can drop 50, he's got to have some upside about him, so it'll be interesting to see what Greg Pop does with him. That pretty much wraps up when it comes to off-season moves for the Spurs. But anyway, here's my expectation for the San Antonio Spurs next year. Just as the Pistons, like I said last video, you guys should definitely get much more wins, and it's definitely an uphill season for you guys. Just adding in the addition of Chris Paul, I think is just beautiful for this organization. I really think it's going to pay dividends as well. You guys got 22 wins last year. Is 32 wins too hard to aim for, Spurs fans? I genuinely believe you guys can do it. Especially if Victor Wembanyama just turns into this absolute go that everyone thinks he's going to turn into. Don't get me wrong, I love Victor Wembanyama, but he's still got a lot to prove in this league. Like, don't get me wrong as well, also, he obviously won Rookie of the Year for a reason, but it also didn't help his team get any better. But anyways, he's still a fantastic player, one of the best prospects we've ever seen, and obviously in his rookie year, he proved a lot, as it is. The sky's definitely the limit for you San Antonio Spurs fans. It's obviously going to take some time, but once these players are fully developed, like Devin Vassell, Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson, the list goes on and on. But once they're developed, you guys are going to be one of the most scariest teams in the NBA because no one understands how much these younger players are slept on, especially from San Antonio. We're going to see a massive step up from your major rookies, especially Victor Wembanyama. It's going to be surprising to see if Greg Popovich is still going to run Zach Collins at the 5 and him at the 4. Obviously, I still said you guys like Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones. You know, you got more veteran action than Harrison Barnes there. Harrison Barnes is definitely going to be a sleeper addition as well. He should start, but other than it's so unpredictable with this team. But Spurs fans, in conclusion, I guys predict that you're going to finish maybe 13th or 14th in the West once again. But it's definitely going to be a big step up adding those 2 veteran guys. But you guys are going to go back to Wembanyama. You guys are going to be entertained no matter what. Hope you guys enjoyed my take on the San Antonio Spurs for this offseason and next season. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below so you guys don't miss your team. If you guys want to see what teams I've done recently, just look at the previous videos before this and then you'll know. This has been your boy QB and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.